Hello, good morning, everyone. I am live for my weekly live Q&A in Coach Growth Hub. And because the Mission membership group is still open and my lovely team collected all the frequently asked questions that I couldn't answer during the call, I thought I'd just stream in both groups. So I have 2 hours more to answer your questions. And there were also like just a handful in Coach Growth Hub. So yeah, good morning. Thank you for tuning in. If you're live, hi, Jessa. Yeah, so the way this works is I need to make sure I have about 2 hours that I answer all pre-submitted questions. And then I also try to catch all your questions that you have live. So the first question that came in was, hi, Evelyn, I would like to start a membership. However, I do not have the funds to pay the program. Which of the mini programs would be the best for me in this case? I think it would be Coach Growth Hub. So the whole replays of this live challenge will live in Coach Growth Hub, so you have more time to work through. In Coach Growth Hub, there's also the 50K roadmap, where you have like my whole journey is a membership journey, right? So while you could plug a course or high ticket program, different offer into my self-liquidating offer funnels, my journey has very much been the one of plugging in a membership on the back end. And this is also reflected in the 50K roadmap. So I think if you start there and work your way up, you're definitely good. And like you'll see right now in this live Q&A, I have this weekly live Q&A in Coach Growth Hub as well, and I take all questions, right? So if somebody asks about a membership, I never say, I will not answer this because this is my main program. I will also try to help you as much as you can where you are and whatever is doable for you right now. Hi there. Okay, so I quickly need to make sure I catch the questions that were submitted in Coach Growth Hub. And then I can, so let me just show you this, everything I brought for you today. So we had this post, what's your number one question? And here you can see my lovely team kind of condensed it into frequently asked questions. So I'll work through those, and with that, hopefully have a lot of your frequently asked questions around memberships answered. But I need to start in Coach Growth Hub because there are 2 questions that are a little bit more urgent. So I always in the live Q&A just get the link from the live Q&A, and then I share under the question the link to the live and let people know when I answered the question. I find that to be the best way. Because of course we can timestamp things, but that's easier for people to follow along. Okay, so that was from Inasha. So please find my answer around the 5-minute mark. Okay, so her question was overcoming overwhelm. I'm guessing people need help organizing because they're spinning many plates. How do you overcome overwhelm? So I think one of the best things you can do for yourself is to have a North Star idea of where you want to go. And that typically is reflected in your core transformation that you offer. I just the day before yesterday, uploaded a training that I call Niche GPT. So where I show you how I use ChatGPT, kind of brain dump my backstory from there, craft a desirable transformation and then an offer. But I think the core, what you would want to be clear on and what you would always want to work on is, what is this core transformation that I offer? The before people start to work with me, the after, the 3 core phases, and then within each core phase, the 3 lessons people, or the 3 steps people need to take to move forward. Because when you have that in front of you and you're always just trying to optimize alongside this journey, you stay focused, right, on the one offer that you have, on the one transformation you offer. So you optimize that and you learn, and you also help your members to stay focused. So whenever I talk with someone, for example, on a coaching call, I try to assess, listening to what they tell me. Okay, where is this person on the journey? What do they need to do next, right? So do they have the audience? Is it nurtured? Is that system in place? Is there strategic lead magnet? How warm is the ad account? So by just having a very clear understanding of my journey, an increasingly clear understanding, because also that is an iterative process, I can work better with people and can funnel them back into where the journey is. So that's the first thing, is your core transformation and holding that as the North Star of creating your containers. So when you have a mini membership, main membership, flagship program, one-to-one, all of these will be just different containers for holding your core transformation. right? So like in Coach Growth Hub, there's the 50K roadmap, which is a reflection of my whole transformation. But because it's in a $7 program, I cannot offer more than the video walkthroughs and the resources. If somebody wants to work deeper with me, with the team, and they, for example, want reviews of their sales pages and weekly feedback on their ads, that's in the $49 container, right? And if somebody wants specifically help with memberships and they want specifically that journey of membership step by step by step by step with the access to the weekly group coaching call and feedback and community specific to the membership, that's my biggest container, right? So having your big transformation, thinking about only refining that, and then how can I deliver it in different containers. And the container levels will typically just be how deep do you go, how much in detail do you go, and how much support can you offer. This is how it's distinguished. So once you have that like North Star laid out for you, then it's just a matter of the daily self-management. I shared with you in the challenge, and it's also in the 50K roadmap, the daily self-management worksheet. And the reason is that it's not one big idea or one aha moment that kind of gets you there. Is this daily recentering around the purpose, right? Your vision, and then making sure you take aligned action. So I just want to show this again from the challenge. We have that in the day 3 workbook. Day 3? No, day 1 actually, where we have the identity shift. So I think that's one of the most powerful concepts that I've ever worked with as a coach, is to help people create this identity shift. So I just quickly want to revisit that, because if you're struggling with overwhelm, try to create this alter ego of this version of yourself that is a successful membership owner. And then it's like when you work on your membership, wear that hat, put that on, and step into that identity. So when you go into the workbook, and for those of you that watching Coach Growth Hub and have not joined the challenge and didn't access the workbook yet, this will all be added to you in the portal after the challenge closed. So please don't worry about that. So the best way to overcome the overwhelm is to come in here, actually work through the workbook. And you can do that also from a lens of, okay, this is my flagship course or this is my coaching program, right? You don't have to necessarily map it out for a membership. You can just say, replace the word membership with flagship program, flagship course. It's the same principle to gain clarity. And here we have, it's such a long workbook, the identity shift workbook portion. So an identity shift basically means that we can borrow an alternative avatar for ourselves, and that person has a set of skills and values and beliefs and the way that they show up and see the world. And by creating this alter ego, this persona that we can decide to step into when we need it, it allows us to more easily show up as of when we need to be that person immediately. This is why many performance artists have a stage alter ego, right? Because they might actually be shy, but that version, that alter ego of them on the stage might not be. So they said that also, that Freddie Mercury from Queen, that he also had this stage alter ego, right? So this is often why people change their names when they're artists, because they perform under a different person. And when I'm showing up for you in Coach Growth Hub or during the challenges, I am that version of myself that is the successful membership owner, that is very confident, that can follow through with that. Because you better believe that I don't always feel like showing up, or that I am very scared of saying something wrong. But when I'm kind of putting on this hat, it's like that this other person takes over, and that's the confident version. That's the version that has nailed all of this and that has figured out all of this. So it's I think it's an easy way to overcome a lot of the struggles that we have, because we can kind of create this psychological distance and say, oh, this is not myself. I don't have to be all of that. This is this person, and I'm just playing this person for now, right? So it's just a vehicle, a tool to make our life easier. And in the workbook, I've presented you with a set of core beliefs that and daily tasks that the successful membership alter ego has. So I would love for you to just go through it and adjust that to be in alignment with your values. So even though this alter ego self of us can be a lot more smart and powerful and confident than that we are, it would never do something that is not aligned with our core values, right? So I have put my beliefs in here it's again like the offer. You take what's right for you, you leave on the table what's not right for you, and you customize the things that are almost right for you, but you would say them a little bit differently. And then it's just a matter of managing yourself on a daily basis. So I have here free journal prompts that I recommend until this is second nature for you, to journal through every day. This can be as little as 10 minutes. What beliefs or behaviors might hold you back from achieving your vision? Where can I learn and grow based on what happened yesterday? So you really zoom in and just you focus on what's immediately happening. What happened yesterday? What beliefs and behaviors might be holding me back? Where can I grow based on what recently happened? So try to be extremely practical and tied to what's actually happening right now. Second journal prompt, write it down. What's the vision for your membership, business, coaching program? This month, reread your monthly goals, right? Write it down. Really, it's magic if you start to write things down, especially if you're feeling overwhelmed. What is this year? What's the ultimate vision? Daily tune in, remind yourself. How can I ensure that my actions today, again, immediate action, align with my larger vision and purpose in the future? Next question, how can I better communicate my vision and values with my team, community, and inspire them? What actions can I take today to re-enroll everyone in my vision and create a sense of shared purpose and excitement around the work we're doing together? If you're building community, if you're building your brand, a lot of this is really enrolling people in your school of thought again and again and communicating your vision very clearly. So you need to zoom in again, have it again, hold it again, and then carry it out for others. So those are the daily journal prompts, and then it's just your daily self-management worksheet. So basically where you then just brain dump everything that needs to. I show you mine, so already been there today, of course, before I do anything else, not touching anything before I don't have clarity what I should touch. So my monthly goals are the North Star, then it's co-working with my team, what I have to do today. And it's updated daily, it's revisited daily. I even have Joe, my personal assistant now. We book this appointment to do it together because it's that valuable to every single day get really clear on what needs to happen. So what you just need to do is brain dump everything that's on your mind, right? This is what's the overwhelm is. There's so many things in your mind and they pop up and you try to hold on to it and it takes so much mental capacity. And then there's other things. So you need to get it out. You need to write it down, brain dump everything. And then for everything that's on your list, say, is it important and urgent? It goes in that box. Is it important but not urgent? It goes in that box. Is it not important but urgent? It goes in that box. Is it not important, not urgent? It goes in that box. So a lot of your overwhelm will actually be released simply making the decision, I don't need to do this, right? So sometimes we hold things. We never really clearly think about how are they actually going to serve our purpose? How are they going to pay into it? So we actually think we need to do them. We hold on to it. They weigh us down, but in fact, we never actually should do them. So that making a conscious decision to letting go of that will relieve a lot of mental burden. Then if it's not important but urgent, ask yourself, can somebody help me with that? How can I delegate? How can I outsource that? Or can I do that in a different way? If it's important and urgent, get it done. Eat your veggies. We have this in Secret Weapon. We have one of my signature things for getting myself to do things. It's like when I was a kid, I liked the meat more than the veggies. So I would always force myself to eat the veggies first, and then I just have the pleasure tasks. It's the same with me with tasks that I don't want to do. If it's important and urgent, I need to get it done. I eat my veggies first, and then I have a lot more joy for the other tasks that I enjoy more doing. And if it's important but not urgent, I schedule a time for it when I get it done. So those are often like strategic pillar pieces that just move our business forward. And this is really the truth about how to overcome the overwhelm. It's a combination of having the eyes on the core transformation, knowing what you offer, then just developing the clarity on the container. You can use the niche GPT training for doing that. And then on a daily basis, be clear about the alter ego, the successful alter ego that you have. So you can step into it without things holding you back, right? You don't need to agree with everything or feel ready for everything to be able to step for a few hours into that alter ego. And then use the daily self-management worksheet to recenter yourself every single day. So I want to get into MMM. I already have a membership started with 33 members. Congratulations, but I want to do better. Do you think MMM will help me with this? Yes, absolutely. Typically, if there's already a main membership, we just like to plug either a freebie into it using a video sales letter funnel and or self-liquidating offers to grow that membership faster. And once you have more members, you'll see like a pattern emerging, and you will see a great use case for a mini membership. And that's typically when we add the mini membership to your ecosystem. Hi, Anna. A strong start. Thank you so much for sharing, Anna. Thank you. It's new. I did like a quiz online what my colors are, and then I was like, okay, now I get things that are my colors. So I'm trying to do that more. Thank you so much. Okay, so the second question that we had was from Anna Wolf. So just need to make sure I'm also answering Anna's question, and then I go into the frequently asked questions from the Mission Membership Challenge. So answering around the 20-minute mark. Okay, questions. Question is, I create journals, planners, and workbook around clarity, reflection, and life and business visioning, plus business resources and templates for creative professional to plan, scale, and market their business. I'm still not sure about the pain point my customer wants to solve first. I think clarity, but what do they think? How would they frame it? I don't have a community to ask. What would a name? How could I name a mini membership to top membership? I'd be using these products inside of it. My theme would be envisioning and reflecting for ease and flow in business. My tagline is journals for more ease and focus and purpose in my life and business. But I'm thinking that not survival thrive is enough. It's more nice to have. Once everything else is done, although clarity in life and business will help you both survive and thrive, I feel it's a little too niche, overused, generic. Is there a more urgent way to say it? And what would you think? So I love planners and the tangible component of it. And I think you underestimate how in demand they are. Like Jess and I will create a specific resource for fueling into Secret Weapon and available for Secret Weapon members just around planners because it's so powerful and selling so well. With that being said, I think the main angle I would take is if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And I would basically like reframe everything that's happening. So when we struggle to find the pain points, we can sometimes just try this exercise of flipping into the negative if what you offer is absent. So somebody asked a really good question, for example, in the membership today, and they said, my topic is resilience, but I think it's too niche. And I agree with that. It's similar to your topic, clarity and vision. People see it as a nice to have until they realize what the flip side of that is. So when you, for example, lack resilience, right? You're stuck. You're always starting from scratch. Never something adds up for you, really, right? So think about, and then again, we can use our friend, because why would we make our life so much easier, so much harder than it is? So we can say I want to start a membership featuring planners helping people with their vision and clarity. And I think you said another keyword here, and reflection. Can you please let me know what pain points are present when we are missing vision, clarity, and reflection in our business? Okay, so then we have pain points, lack of direction, poor decision making, ineffective communication, agreed, low motivation, missed opportunities. Okay, then I would say, could you please zoom in more into the micro frustrations happening every single day, and also order the struggles from most to least painful? Okay, Okay, and again, it just gives me an opinion, so I need to decide what's kind of true for me. Feeling overwhelmed and directionless. So I think the directionless is really, really big. Difficulties making decision fatigue, procrastinating on important decision, wasting time and resources. I think this, you know, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. It's like you have no direction, which is why you're spinning your wheels and you never get anywhere. Every single day you're working on your business, you consume content, you produce things, but it's never adding up to anything. I think that would be my core pain point that I would agitate would be this: you're doing so many things, you're spending money to grow your business, it's not it's equating to nothing. And that's because you're lacking the plan, you're lacking the vision, you're lacking the reflection. And the planner is a structured way to get you there. It's the number one tool to hold yourself accountable of doing that. I think this is the direction that I would take with it. The missed opportunities is bad, but more nice to have. Lack of motivation, confusion, misunderstanding. I think this is really the for me, the two key points is you're directionless. You're working so hard, but because you don't have a clear vision, plan, and reflection, it equates to nothing. And you have tried so many things. The programs might be good because they're working for others, but they don't work for you. And that's because you don't have a tool you can individualize to your vision, right? And that you can use on a daily basis for reflection to actually get there. This would be my angle for taking it. I have a main membership that's $19 with 72 members. Congratulations. How would you go about increasing the price to 27? I understand from the challenge that there's not much difference between 19 and 27. That's absolutely true. Would you just change the price for new members and grandfather the existing members in at 19? Okay, so here's the thing. When we increase our price for our membership, we want to be really mindful about not missing any opportunities or destroying a potentially working funnel. So for me, the question is, how did you enroll those members? Did you do it with a launch? Then before increasing the price, I would actually love for you to build up an evergreen funnel, right? That works with paid traffic, is ideally self-liquidating. So you enroll members for, zero cost in the first month, or the sales from the first month of the front-end product and the upgrade to your membership and the order bump cover the ad expenses, so you can actually grow with that funnel. If you don't have that in place, that will be my next step, focusing on it before increasing the price. When that converts, I would first try to increase the price in the funnel and see if it still converts. And if you have that in place, then I would officially do a closing launch. So I would give all my warm audience a last chance to sneak in at the $19, because this price will never be available again. And if they cancel, it will also not be available again. With that, you've kind of securely locked in a certain monthly recurring revenue, and then you can increase it. And you know then from your funnel that it would still convert at that price point. So this is how I would go about it, because right now, although I have not seen a massive decrease in conversion rate, actually zero decrease in conversion rate, when we have the price point, for example, 17 or 27. I didn't specifically test it with 19, but I saw that there is no difference between 17 and 27. But a huge difference for you from a monthly recurring revenue and customer lifetime perspective. So, but still, every case is different. Every niche is slightly different. So I don't know 100% your niche. I don't know 100% your case. I know that 19 is proven for you because you have 72 members. So let's make sure we have everything secured and checked first, and then we roll out this bigger increase. Can I link CBF with the Armory? Does CBF already have a shop? Can I use the same domain name? You can use the same general domain name, but you would need to install the funnels on a subdomain. It doesn't have a shop, it has single funnel pages. So kind of the difference between a shop and a funnel is a shop is like the supermarket, so people can come and pick and choose. And a funnel is like one of those 90 TV sales shows where there's one product, right? And there's a whole TV show just around this one product with testimonials, and everything's just kind of centered around that. So a funnel and that spotlights a product in this way can be a beautiful entry point to your shop. And you can have your shop with, for example, after somebody bought, they get a 25% discount code for the offer wall of your shop. It's a beautiful way to fuel your shop, but it's not necessarily directly a shop, and there's no shop in the conversion blueprint funnels right now. But you can add it as a subdomain and you can utilize it to drive traffic to your shop. Thank you. I launched to my existing email list and that I've grown. Don't have funnels or SLO or anything, so I will work through MMM creators. I would love if we could take care of this first and then we increase the prices. So since it worked well launching to your list, I would also love if you could check out having the strategic freebie and the direct upsell from the lead gen ads with the freebie to mini membership upsell. If you could check that out, I know you don't have a mini membership, but because it's 19 right now, if we work the freebie to mini upsell works with a 48-hour limited time bonus if they join within 48 hours after coming on your list. And with your price point, it might actually work to do that. So please also check out that training. Okay, so now I need to go into our frequently asked question. Okay, so the first one was, how can I organize my ideas and create a simple and organized membership? So I created a quick YouTube video around this, and I also created a resource around that. So content. Let me see. How did I describe this? Portal. Recommended portal structure. Okay. So what I recommend for organizing your membership, and I'm a little bit guilty of just having too much in there, and that's because what you'll see happening with your membership. So what you'll see happening with your membership once you start serving your members is that, and by the way, I think this is a beautiful advantage that somebody who has a self-study course will never get access to. When you have your membership and you put out your content and people start to ask questions, you will see how much more you know and how much deeper the transformation goes than you originally thought. So you'll start answering your members' questions and provide more resources and make sure everybody has their gaps filled so they can get to the transformation and your membership gets bigger, 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 bigger. Then you'll have a phase of reworking and you basically will start to consolidate again and boil down those additional resources you provided to the essence. So you'll start to see your signature processes shaping out in this form where you say, oh, this is my idea of what the transformation needs to look like. People start to ask questions, you serve more, it blows up. And then you're like, well, actually, I'm repeating myself. So here are things that I can summarize. So it will be smaller again, but now the process is so much better than it was because it's so much more intelligent. It takes so many more factors into account. It's kind of this iterating process of your membership becoming so much better. So there will, in your membership portal, there will always be cycles of they will be beautifully organized, and then there will be chaos, and then they will be beautifully organized, and then there will be chaos. And that's just something to embrace, right? So again, progress over perfection, and ultimately you helping your members more if you work in those cycles. So with that being said, I recommend that you have the following structure. So we always want to have the transformation that I talked about in the beginning. We want to have evergreen core content that walks people through exactly the transformation and what to expect. And that's really important because then people know what progress means. And they also understand right from the beginning, oh, okay, eventually I'll run into a roadblock here. I need to overcome this. Here are the strategies for overcoming this. And by already setting the stage and priming people for here are potential hurdles and pitfalls, and this is how we hold ourselves, you actually massively increase your retention, because if you don't include this walkthrough and you don't let people know what the progress and what the journey will look like, they will eventually, once they hit the first or second roadblock, think, oh, this doesn't work for me. I need to cancel because this is not helping me. Right? But when you kind of prepare and say, look, this is what happens, and here you'll hit the roadblock, and when you hit the roadblock, this is what we need to do, they'll be like, oh, cool, I'm at the roadblock. Here's what I need to do. So they will stick and work with you through it because they know what the journey actually realistically looks like. And no matter what transformation you offer, no matter what coaching tools you have, we all know that every single tool has its advantages and its trade-offs. So you just need to be mindful about carefully presenting the opportunity and the advantages and the trade-offs in that evergreen core content. And how we do it is we map out the before, we map out the after, we explain to our members what the before and after looks like, what the 3 phases are, and what needs to happen in each phase. And again, I showed you how to use ChatGPT to kind of carve that out. Once you have that, your portal should be like, there should be a start here section where members just know, okay, this is how you get support. This is how you update your subscription. This is the team. Like, these are the people that belong to the membership owner. Then we have an introduction. What's the outcome of the membership, right? So what's the after? Why does it matter? So when we reach the outcome, why does it matter? What are the small things on a day-to-day basis that improve really our life quality, right? What's your story? How did you discover this? And what's your mindset and values that you go in with that? So when you go back to I need to share my screen again. Sorry. So when you go back to the workbook of the first day of the Mission Membership Challenge and you have this identity shift, you would want to create probably something similar for yourself for that area where you've been successful with and that you help your members with. So you would also want to reflect, wait a second, what beliefs and values have allowed me to accomplish this outcome, right? What beliefs and what daily tasks and what values have actually brought me to this point of success. If you can conceptualize that for your members, it would be so much easier for them to go with the right mindset through the evergreen core content. Then we have our evergreen core content, right? Each phase have a short introduction. What's the phase? What happens in the phase? And then each phase has a lesson in which you kind of break down this journey a little bit more, and where you kind of tell people, okay, so this is what needs to happen next. Here's what the outcome is. These are the steps we take. Here are the roadblocks that you hit. Here's how I learned that, right? So this what we do, why we do it, how we do it needs to be united in a lesson in order for people to move forward and get the outcome. So you have your before and after bridged with 3 core phases and 3 lessons each. Some of my members, they already they have a lot of experience. They already have their signature framework. So of course, you can then just also put your signature framework in here. But I would really encourage you to kind of critically revisit, am I giving the why? Am I giving the what? Because what I realized after those 3 years of serving, when I really started to get people a lot more results, was when I included a lot of the why work and a lot of the what work. So I used to do a lot of, here the step by step. And although people would be like, oh, I can follow those steps, they often wouldn't achieve the outcome because they were missing the context as to what are we doing in the big picture kind of scale and why are we doing the things. And once I added this, I had so much more success stories, right? Because now people understand and they're more motivated to actually follow through with things. Then I recommend to have like a resource vault. So your tangible deliverables, pull them all out and kind of summarize them together, categorize them together, because often people would just want to jump back into your portal to get a quick resource. And then if content that doesn't really fit in anywhere in your phases, just create a bonus vault around it. So that can be an additional monthly training you left in there, that can be a guest expert training, that can be a limited time bonus you gave for people to join about a specific topic they're really interested in. But if it doesn't fit into the phases, put it in a bonus vault. And then have your live coaching call or Q&A replays in here. And then here you, at the very bottom, you can add resources that don't fit anywhere else. This is the recommended structure. This is how I recommend organizing the membership, to create it in a way that it's simple and organized. But again, don't forget that there will be these phases of chaos, phases of consolidation, phases of chaos, phases of consolidation, and it's normal, and most of your members wouldn't mind too much, right? So the more we actually can communicate our beliefs and values, and the more people know why they're following you and why they're here, the more gracious they will be with, you're just being human in all kind of aspects. Maybe you cannot make it to a call one day because you feel terrible or something happened in your family, or you just need more rest, right? Maybe you couldn't do the monthly training the way you wanted it because the inspiration just didn't hit you. The more you are able to connect with your members on that, why we're doing it, what are our shared beliefs and values, the more gracious they are with, the way you show up as a human. Okay. For a hobby membership, that will be eventually $27. And how low should I charge the founding members? It's really up to you. We have some hobby memberships that go in with a founding member price of $7, so that they have like a mini. But I think, $19, just below $20 is a really good price. I've seen some success with 22 that then went up to 27. So All of these prices are okay. I think you need to charge always what you feel most aligned with, and the price where you are like, I'm super excited to sell it at that price point, either because you're like, I think it's really worth it, or because you're like, I would love for everyone to just have a deal and enjoy getting it out there like that. I will be offering a higher tier of support for my mini as well, as some extra deliverables. On my sales funnel that I'm working on now using the conversion blueprint, would I need a full OTO? And if not, what would I use that page for if I'm building out the 5-page membership funnel? Thank you. Okay, so you wouldn't need a full OTO. You would just need to have this short video sales letter. And video sales letter sounds scary, but we have first. We also have the VSL talking points. So let me just share that with you. So we have the video sales letter talking points. This is what you would want to have on that OTO page. You would want to encourage people, give people a reason to watch the video sales letter. So that is either like, wait, one more special offer, or wait, one more special offer. This is how you get the most out of the membership. So we would want to play with the call to action around there a little bit. Then make sure it's a screen share. And you, for example, share the portal group, right? Or you share, it's a hobby membership. Share the portal. If they just bought it and you just have the mini, make a screen share and just have the portal open, right? Because then there is something exciting, more exciting than ourselves, that draws people's eyes to and what they're curious about. So if you say, wait, one special offer, how to get the most out of the membership, and then you share the screen immediately, and you just talk them through, and you can congratulate the members, congratulate on the sale and thanking for becoming a new member, reassuring them that they have made the right decision, right? The selling never ends. We always need to remind people as to why they have made a great decision being in our world, right? So reaffirm the value of your memberships always. Tell them that you're excited about being on the journey with them. Say your name and briefly describe your background as to how. I would be like, if it was one of those 90 TV sales shows, how would they present you as the very best candidate to hold this membership? It's this level kind of excitement of how we would want to share your background story with that. So just think about how to frame it in the most exciting way. And again, you can check out the niche GPT training. It will help you to summarize your backstory in an attractive way. And if you feel it's still not attractive enough, you could say, can you please rephrase this and sound a lot more excited and aspirational? And you'll love what it creates. It's golden. So tell them your motivation to create this place and was to help people to build a solid foundation for what you help them in the mini membership first, and then explain. Okay, so zooming out, you would want to then explain you've created this mini hub to help people build a solid foundation, and because you wanted to help people on scale to succeed in this hobby. And also because you realized, not everyone is ready or committed to working with you on a deeper level. Then you would want to let them know that the main reason for joining your main membership is because then they would have more access and more support. So you would really want to carve this out, who it's for. And again, this is helping people to self-identify if the main membership is for them. So you thank them. Welcome, this is so exciting. I just want to quickly show you what I've created here. Well, now let me tell you, this is because I want to help people at scale to succeed with this. But I also realized that not everybody is ready to work with me on the level that I love to work with people. So I love to have those calls. I love to support a lot more one-to-one, but there's also the option to get that right now. If you decide that you are a real action taker, you want more help with that, and you would especially want my help with that, then you can join me in the main within the next 48 hours. So you just have this very casual video sales letter explaining the value of more support and telling them how they'll be able to succeed more and get the most out of your membership if they have more support with you. And then below that video sales letter on the OTO page, you just have a list of your additional tangible deliverables, maybe a few more testimonials from the people that are in your main, and then just a one-click upsell button. So this is how you would structure that page. Really short, just the VSL, giving that sense of ownership, explaining it from this is how you get the most out of the membership. This is only for the real action takers that already know they want to move the fastest, they want the most support. And then just adding this, plus if you also upgrade, you also get these amazing bonuses right now. Okay, so next question was, should there be a graduation point in timeline for people, or can I cycle through the same content each year? So should there be an end to your membership, or will you just keep adding content until the day you don't want to have your membership anymore? As I said in the first question, I recommend that you have this evergreen core content. So your membership actually has kind of an end scenario, right? And I know this is counterintuitive because we want to retain our members, but there should be an end to that journey. What you can do as you learn is, with that end of the journey in mind, you can go deeper and you can create resources and training that help with the implementation even more, that go kind of deeper into the phases. With that being said, at one point, you will have your core transformation mapped out, and you will have created all the implementation and training really needed in all the depth really needed. So at one point, you will be ready. And at that point, I would either just, depending on the topic of your membership, have these monthly content pieces coming in for that month and then disappearing after the month, going into your main membership after that month. Or I would have implementation sprints. So if you have a member, like in Funnels and Ads Pro, I don't see myself removing any content that I have built out because I want to make implementation easier for them. But what I can see myself doing is making implementation sprints, right? So I can say, in spring of the year, we focus on audience building and revamping your strategic freebie and optimizing your onboarding sequence, right? Your welcome sequence, optimizing your reverse organic content. In towards the summer, we work on your we do an implementation sprint specifically focusing on self-liquidating offers, right? And the people that already have built out one, we might optimize it, or we might build out the next one with them. During summer, we maybe focus on launching, right? Building out your next launch so you can hit the ground running in Q3. And Q3, we maybe focus on, okay, what's our growth plan for the next year? What funnels do we want to get in place? What launches do we want to get in place? So I might then not take away content, but I might have the content in there and then offer implementation sprints. So long story short, there should be an end to it, and you should not forever create content. When you are done with your content creation, when you're satisfied and you really just make small tweaks to update things, either have monthly content that is available in this month and then it goes away, so you work in seasons, or you work, if you don't want to remove content, you work with implementation sprints where you just have a theme for a certain period to help your members jump back in and get the most out of the resources. Okay. How do I promote my membership without Facebook ads? How can I attract new members? So we have a few tools available in Coach Growth Hub where we help our members with organic marketing. The first tool is the weekly promo email. So I have an email list with 27,000 subscribers, and every single week I'm featuring the freebies of my Coach Growth Hub members, the mini offers of my Funnels and Ads Pro members, and the memberships of my MMM members in that campaign, should people submit it, right, and say that they want to be featured. We have sometimes people get, I think the biggest one was over 100 subscribers from a single email. So and I'm spending every single day. So I spend around $10,000 a month just growing my email list. So they're all fresh people that you get exposure to. So I highly recommend using this. And you cannot put the same offer every single week, but you can alternate. So if you're, for example, just in Coach Growth Hub, you can have 2 strategic freebies, and every week you give me a separate one. That ensures that you also get the most out of it, because if my list has seen your freebie last week, they might not, the amount of new people that opt in that week will probably be lower. So we want to alternate to get you the most out of it. If you're Funnels and Ads Pro member, you just alternate strategic freebie mini offer, strategic freebie mini offer. If you're mini membership member, I recommend altering strategic freebie mini membership. That's one. That's my weekly promo email. The other option that we have is we have a 8K free community, which is the Coach Growth community, and you can put out honeypot posts there. So those, you can put all kinds of promotional posts out there. I really don't mind, as long as you're being ethical, what kind of offer you promote. But what I see working best is those short text posts with the colorful Facebook background where you say things like, oh, I just finished writing 3 really powerful meditation scripts. Who wants a copy? Drop a comment. Who wants a copy? And then just point down to drop a comment. And then if you have a really attractive strategic freebie, people will comment, I would like a resource. You answer, sending the link to your opt-in page. And with that comment letter, the post gets more visibility in the group. That's another option. And you can do that in my free Coach Growth community if you're a Coach Growth Hub member. And if you're not a Coach Growth Hub member, there are a few other groups where you can do that. There's also a big group called Women Helping Women Entrepreneur, where you pay, I think it's $97 a month. I'm not sure if they went up with the price, but there you can promote as well in there. I had a few members that had great success with it, and I had a few members that said I only got like trash leads. So I'm not 100% sure about that. I just want you to know that there are also other free groups where you can promote. The next thing is that in Coach Growth Hub, we also have a joint venture post. So it's really smart if you have an email list of a certain size, right? You use my promo emails and the free group to focus on growing that audience and nurturing them. If you have an email list of a certain size and your audience aligns with somebody, they have the similar audience but complementary offers, so not competing. So like, for example, I have messaging and strategy and Jessa has graphics, right? We have a similar audience, but we don't compete. We bring different things to the table, which is why 1+1 in our case is so much more. You would want to find people like that to team up where you say we can cross promote our free offers, we can cross promote our free challenges to each other's lists. Each of us gets more exposure, can grow their list, and we can kind of cross leverage. So these are the joint venture posts that I recommend you use. Then I also have the coaching for testimonials post in Coach Growth Hub, where you can offer free coaching in exchange for testimonials. So the deal is you consume free coaching from someone else, give an honest testimonial. They consume free coaching from you, give an honest testimonial. Then you have that video screenshot, or then you have a video or screenshot that you can then put out on your socials, featuring your organic content and encourage more people to consume your free help in exchange for testimonial. And you just repeat that. You don't always have to say it's a free session, because what you'll see soon happening is people will reach out based on that feedback you shared and be like, oh, I need help with this. How much is your hour? Then you can just quote an hourly and suddenly you have some money to put behind ads. And this is when you can really free yourself up a little bit. I also shared in the challenge my organic content schedule, the new one that I have. And the training will be available in Coach Growth Hub, but I also probably re-record this again for Coach Growth Hub. My weekly posting schedule. It's over 100 pieces of organic content, but you can actually create it fast because it's basically repurposed from 2 pieces of pillar content, really, and those testimonials. So it can be created really fast. And I also have a Trello board here with the examples of what those posts look like. So if you are curious and a little bit impatient of seeing my organic content strategy, then definitely check out day 3 of the challenge. But please note that I will also, and you have the links there as well, I'll also be adding them to Coach Growth Hub portal. But just know that I also probably re-record this training for Coach Growth Hub. This is what I would do to fill up my membership organically. Okay, next question. How can I choose the best subject for my membership, and what is the minimum viable membership format for someone without a library or content or an audience? So what I would love for you to check out is the niche GPT training. So let me just get it up. It's so insane. It got so much love and so many views already. And I think it will really help you. It's probably the fastest way to get to a clear outline. So I just want to share this with you right now. Okay, so how can I choose the best subject for my membership? It's all in this process. And linked below this, of course, I put this also in Coach Growth Hub, mini membership method everywhere. You can also use that for same process for coaching programs, same process for a flagship course. Make sure to get the prompts and then work through this. This is the fastest way to map it out. And the result of this, by the way, once you have it mapped out, is an elevator pitch. So just want to quickly show you what the result of that video was. Please hold the line. It's loading. Okay. So I hope you can see this. When I mapped it out, this was the result of the training. And that's like an elevator pitch. So that's the first minimum thing that you need to have is this elevator pitch. Like, this is my membership and this is what I do. And in the training, I also show you how to map out those 3 core phases with the 3 lessons. The minimum thing you need to have after this elevator pitch is, this is going to be my content. These are going to be my 3 modules with my 3 lessons each. So my 9 lessons plus the tangible deliverable for each lesson. Again, that's in the training. This is your creation plan, right? So this is what your creation schedule. And then you can say, okay, this is everything I plan to create. When do I plan to create it? So you put a date behind it. And then you can start as minimum as creating a strategic freebie that is in alignment with that elevator pitch, while you use that strategic freebie to grow your audience and nurture them with the posts that I just shared, with the weekly content schedule that I just shared. You then decide, do I want to pre-sell? In that case, you just need to write the sales page for the mini based on that elevator pitch and add the delivery schedule and say, this is a beta and it will be like a group coaching program, but because I want to make the most out of it, I will deliver it live. So this is like a group coaching program for you, but for the price of a membership if you join now in the beta. And then you just deliver that delivery schedule. Okay, so this is the minimum viable thing to start out. Let me summarize. The minimum thing to start out with your membership is using the training to get a clear understanding of the bold promise of your membership. You have an elevator pitch of your membership. So if you meet somebody in the elevator and they would say, what's your membership about? You can fire that, from your heart. Then using the training, you also have to have your before, after, 3 core lessons, 3 lessons each. So 9 lessons plus 1 tangible deliverable each. That needs to be put in a delivery schedule. So when will you create and deliver each of those things? When you have that, you can write a sales page for your membership. And that can be a beta sales pitch where you clearly communicate, I plan to deliver this live. This is my vision and idea. You can join me now. This will be like a group coaching program because everything is delivered with you and customized for your needs. You really have the advantage of being a beta. And it's like a group coaching program, but for the price of a membership. Join us now. Once you have that clarity on that sales page, on that beta, you need to create a strategic freebie in alignment with what you offer there, right? So this attracts and speaks only to the people that would be a potentially good fit for the membership. You put it out there. Either use the organic promotion activities I shared with you in the previous question, and or use the Facebook lead generation ads that I shared on day 2 of the challenge to grow your audience. Grow the audience, have the welcome sequence, nurture them with the nurture content. And then once you have a solid connection with a few people in your audience, our people did that as fast as 30 days. I did that as fast as 30 days using my zero to audience process, which is in a nutshell what I described to you right now, but we have it fully templatized in Funnels Ads Pro. Once you have your baseline of minimum viable audience, you've connected with a few people, you can make the invitation, linking your sales page and telling them, hey, please join me, we're starting, give a timeline. And then you basically deliver it live with them. This is the quickest way to do it. A lot of people will not feel confident pre-selling because they don't know if they can stick to the delivery schedule or they feel overwhelmed. For them, it's better to really just record those videos and build out this minimum viable version of the membership, which are the core modules and the tangible deliverables before going to sell it. Okay, is there a question? Yeah, I think it makes life a lot easier, and it's just such a powerful tool for brainstorming and really wording out your thoughts, like putting them into the right words. I think it makes life so much easier. Yeah, I also love pre-selling. And if you're a Coach Growth Hub member, if you didn't know that, let me show you where you find our pre-selling resources. In the 50K roadmap, I even have like a pre-selling mindset checklist. Pre-selling is such a powerful tool to get paid to create and validate your offer. If you're in Coach Growth Hub, then I would love for you to check out Last Minute Sales Magic. And here we have the pre-sale magic promo bundle. Check out this training and the promo bundle with the email sequences, etc. I think this will make your life easier when it comes to pre-selling. Okay, just 1 second. Okay, what's the next question? How often should I, how can I make my membership irresistible, high energy, and preventing people to focus too much on mental illness? That was a really, really amazing post, or really amazing question. And I shared that you set the tone for your membership in the way that you show up before people buy, right? So this is mainly then focused around what self-liquidating offers did you choose and how did you choose to communicate them? What strategic freebies did you choose and how did you choose to communicate them? What type of free content are you putting out there and how have you structured your sales page? So on your sales page, you need to work with the frequently asked questions section and also with the who is this for section and your story section to really make it abundantly clear that this is all about having a positive outlook instead, of dwelling in your pain. So these are the pillar things. And then we also need strong community guidelines. And I created for this lovely challenger an example for community guidelines. And again, I need to actually link it for you. So here you can see how I would communicate that. Before they join your Facebook group, you can set that they need to agree to this. And when we think about what I told you about structuring your portal, this also needs to be in here, right? If you are concerned, if you have a membership that is around personal development, and there are some hard topics like mental illness, like grief, like loss, it's a really, really good idea to establish the community guidelines and communicate what the culture is and what the vision for the culture is. So you can use this as a template. We have welcome to our community. We're dedicated to creating a positive and supportive environment for members to grow and learn about self-love, personal development, and emotional intelligence. Be respectful and supportive. Treat all members with kindness and respect. Stay on topic. Keep discussions focused on self-love, personal growth, and emotional intelligence. Refrain from discussing unrelated or potentially triggering topics. Non-self-promotion or spam. Maintain privacy. Avoid excessive focus on mental health issues. While we understand that mental health topics might arise, our community is not suitable, not a substitute for a professional for mental health support. If you experience mental health challenges, please seek support from a qualified professional. Right. So that's another section. Sorry to add on your sales page is a disclaimer. Right. If you feel like you will have people that struggle with depression, with anxiety disorder, like some severe things where you don't feel qualified to help them with, but your membership kind of goes in the direction of mental wellness, then just make sure to have a strong disclaimer on your sales page already, right? It's everything we do is about expectation settings. I said this today, or I think yesterday in an email. I made this challenge so challenging on purpose because I want people to know before they join my program how hard it actually is to build a 7-figure membership. I long term do not benefit from people that signed up but then go through the program and are disappointed with the process, right? So it's all about making it abundantly clear before the sale what the membership actually looks like. The whole thing with copywriting and presenting your sales page, let's shift the discussion from how can I make this as desirable as possible, how can I make this as sellable as possible, to how can I set the right expectation, how can I clearly communicate to people what this actually is. And I find the easiest way to do that is to actually write your sales page before you create the membership. I do this for every single one of my offers. I did this for the challenge, right? I created the challenge sign-up page before I mapped out what needs to go into my challenge, because that way I can make sure, first off, it's desirable, because I will always write a sales page in a desirable way. But second off, what I'm promising, what I'm delivering also lives up to what I'm promising, because I only create what I deliver once I made that promise on the sales page, right? And it will be a little bit of a back and forth process. So I first wrote, for example, the sales page for this challenge. I then created the challenge content. I realized that some things don't work the way I envisioned it. I, for example, had a growth and success component map on the sales page. Then I was creating it and I was like, this needs to be an identity shift worksheet, right? So I was like, okay, then I go back to the sales page and I update it. So it's a little bit of an iterative process, but at least that way you can ensure you set the right expectation and you're being desirable at the same time, right? And it kind of also streamlines the creation, because we talked about overwhelm in the beginning. Once you have your sales page and you create your membership based on the sales page, you also need, you know what you need to create. You need to create everything that was promised in the way it was promised, right? So it also helps you to streamline your focus. So disclaimer on the sales page. Then you would want to encourage people to report concerns. So if you encounter any content or behavior violating our community guidelines, please report it to the moderators for review. And then what you can do is, if you have members that sometimes members go for a rough time, right? And they are very triggered. And what can happen is that they start to spam the group. Like, I'm thinking about this, but now I'm working on that and I'm confused. So they put out like 5-10 posts, just really brain dumping everything that's going on. And, you know, while it's encouraged to ask for support, this kind of hysteria can infect the whole group. And everybody can be like, are we lost? Is the world ending? Is AI taking over? What are we doing? So it can spark this negative spiral in the conversation. And then what you can do is you can limit the amount of time that the person can post by, you can set this person to, you manually need to approve the post. And what really makes sense, if somebody is in this, like, sometimes somebody can have a lounge and things spiral out of control, for example, and then they can post like one after the other, and you can't even answer as fast as they update you that they jump to something else. So when we see things spiral out of that, we can set the post to approval and we can reach out directly to the person, send a voice message and say, we get it's crisis mode, fill us in here, let's consolidate all your questions so we can also faster react to what's happening for you right now and de-escalate the situation and help you move forward. That way, the person has to help quicker while not driving everyone, your team, and the other members nuts. So this is really, really important. When you see somebody spiraling out in a sort of crisis mode, capture it early, communicate with the person immediately and directly, helping them de-escalate the situation, right? After that, you, of course, would also want to kind of set the tone and say, look, we need to prepare for those situations a little bit more in advance, right? What can we do to prevent kind of setting up an immediate fire like that? So, it cannot become a habit of people to kind of just escalate and that way get quicker support. So you'd really need to kind of, sometimes now this goes in like a completely different tangent, but I think it's important for you to know, often people will try to circumvent the group and directly have access to you. And I allowed that to happen a little bit in the beginning, because I was like, oh yeah, I can help this person, I can help this person. But the truth is, if you allow people to branch out of the set container, your whole membership will suffer, because you do not have the capacity to serve everyone in the DMs. But the more you let it happen, the less capacity you have to create things that serve everyone on scale. And it's just not fair, right? If you make that exception for one person, you need to make it for everyone, right? So don't allow people in general to branch out in your DMs. This is really just a matter when things escalate. And when you see somebody pushing like that, you need to set the tone with them, right? You need to make it abundantly clear, we are only able to offer the amount of support that we offer for this price point because we have this group container. Everybody needs to play by the rules so everybody can get the most out of the community. So you need to set the tone, and some people might not accept that. I think over the course of my whole program, I have refunded 3 people. Sometimes it's necessary, right? And then it's better to take care of this and refund the person and say, look, what your expectation is to get for this price point with what we can deliver for this price point just doesn't align. There was maybe a misunderstanding. I'm super happy to send you a refund. This is not working out for you. I wish you all the best for the journey. And what typically happens is, I think just for one person because I really absolutely didn't want to work with them anymore. Everyone typically steps back and is ready to play by the rules. I just had this one person where I was not ready to have them in the world anymore, just because they were such a drain. They sent countless messages on Christmas, really harassing me, and there I had to draw the line. But that's really it. So be mindful about just that happening, and that you will have to have, if you serve people at scale, you need to have defined containers and strong boundaries to make it happen. And then the last point on the guidelines is be open to feedback. We're all here to learn and grow. Be open to receive constructive feedback and be willing to offer it in a kind and respectful manner. So those are the kind of community guidelines. To quickly summarize the question, you can make it irresistible and high energy by writing your sales page first. When you do that, you can also prevent that people join under the wrong impression, or that the wrong people join. You need to be really mindful about how you onboard people and how you set and hold the community guidelines for members, and then you should be good to go. What is a churn rate that is normal? What do you expect? And can members cancel their membership themselves, or do they have to email you? I've been using DriveCard and made it so that they have to contact and cancel, but it's a downer when they do. Okay, so many good questions in here. So a normal churn rate in the first year, we aim for you to be below 20% churn rate. My goal for the second year for membership owners is that we are clearly below 10% churn rate, and that's a monthly churn rate, right? I personally, from the system, cannot solve it that people are removed from the group and from the portal when they cancel. So people have to email in, otherwise I cannot take care of it. I know that this can be a little bit of a frustration for people, but I cannot remove them otherwise for the community, and then it would be unfair for people. So for me, people have to email in. I think the same will be true for you. I think the same will be true for everyone who has their community on Facebook. And then about it being a downer, absolutely. And it was one of the first things I gave to somebody else to take care of, was the cancellations. So if you can afford to hire hourly help for somebody to help you with your emails, that's a really, really good idea, because answering emails also does not create any leverage for you. And then you don't see cancellations. And I have to say, in the beginning, every cancellation it would feel like somebody punching me in the gut, and it will create me being like in a downward mood for the rest of the day. So my excitement was gone, and I'm the most like productive and helpful, and you have no idea how much I can pour in my business when I'm excited, how the amount of high valuable content I can create, the answers I can give. But when I'm in a spot where I feel like this is not good enough, and now I was not good enough for the person, although I tried so hard, I still wasn't good enough, which is not true, right? It can be good enough, but just not the right fit for the person at the time. I have many people that canceled my memberships and were back after a few months and were like, I didn't even see what's all in there, right? So it was like, some disconnect happening in kind of what you had to deliver and what they were seeing in the beginning. So it's not always you, but it will always feel like it's you, right? So the faster you can outsource this and not see it, the better. Obviously, the person that does it for you, you would want to brief them to say, please always ask for feedback as to why they canceled. If it says overwhelm, not the right time, perfect. You don't have to be concerned. It's normal, right? We are working on making our content better anyways, right? And you don't need to hear 2 times or 5 times a week whenever you have a cancellation that it's still overwhelming for people. You have to work on it, right? But if it's something else, you would want to be kind of notified when there's, so brief that person. Outsource help. This can be very, very affordable, and it can make your life so much easier, and you can work on things that create leverage in your business. Answering emails does not create leverage in your business. It's a low leverage task. We would want to outsource it as soon as possible. It might even make sense, it might make sense for you to take on a job that pays higher than, what you pay the person doing your emails per hour, because you still arbitrage your time. Does that make sense? If you're working somewhere in management, you have a really high hourly rate, and the hourly rate of the person helping you with your emails is lower than that. It makes sense to do more in that job and hire that person for the hourly rate to do your emails. We often try to save money on the wrong end, and I just say that because I did that. And then it also costs us energy. Hi, Sarah. I hope you're doing well. Do you recommend being specific hours of operations rather than 24-hour support, or respond in 20? Yeah. So our 24-hour weekday support means we answer questions in the community within 24 hours on work days. That's our understanding of it. And this is how we communicate it to people. And we have members that, for example, just have a certain days a week where they answer questions, right? So they, for example, let people ask their questions under one post, and then 2 times a week they go in and, just like I do right now, with video, answer the questions on the post. It kind of depends a little bit what's your vision for the membership. I know, for example, many of my members, when they are in Ads Manager right now and they get stuck and they can post in the group and they get feedback sooner than later, it really helps them, right? So I love this answer within 24 hours in the group. And sometimes, the more your community grows and the more you have more experienced members in that, often just another member will give the answer and the person can move forward. But there might be some memberships where it's not that urgent to get the answer. So then you can just work with support days, like office hour days, basically. It's really how you set the expectation. Some members might, even depending on your membership, some members might appreciate a slower pace. That's what I see. Our pace is quite high across all memberships, and I know it gives some of my members anxiety and fear of missing out and the feeling that they're behind. So I think even our whole community sometimes could benefit from a slower pace. But now, if we already set the tone, it will be hard for us to come back from that. But if you are, for example, having a business membership and you specifically see that people can get done more if they slow down, that could be your message, right? You could be like, you know what, and it's better for us to all slow down and work in more focused increments and plan better than to hysterically post. So you can make that your message, and you can actually make less support or less frequent support a key advantage of your membership by framing it as, are those other memberships driving you nuts? There are 25 posts every single day and you feel like missing out. But we have a much more focused approach to getting things done here, right? So every decision you make, you can frame as an advantage as well, because everything in life has its ups or downsides, and you just need to be mindful about what angle you communicate from. How to make a decision if people are not clicking on the ad. How to make a decision if people are not clicking on the ad. How to know if they don't want to spend the $7, not the right offer, or the creative doesn't speak to them. My mini funnel people aren't clicking. Should I change the creative or go for an option funnel lead ad? Okay. Before we give up on the ads directly, a lot of things need to happen. So the first thing, Anna, is to look at your CTROs on the level of each ad set and then on the level of each ad. Is it below 4% CTR all? Your creative is not scroll stopping enough. We need to rework the creative. Plus, is the CTR below 4% for all audiences? Because it might be that just some audiences don't respond to the creative. So that's the first question. What is the CTR all for every specific audience, for every specific creation, for every specific ad creative? Then we know how scroll stopping is the ad for the audience. If we have an ad that had significant reach, right, a few hundred, so it's not like Facebook did barely give it budget and the percentage is so high because the overall numbers are so low. If it got significant reach and it's over 4% in a specific audience, then we want to move and look towards the link click for it. Is our link click for it below 1.5%? Well, then we need to think about, is this offer or is this copy? Your mini converts to 12% to cold audience. I do not think it's the offer. Your membership is proven to sell. So it's either the audience or the creative or the link click for it or a combination of each of them. And which one it is exactly, we'll be able to see when you share the numbers with me. I have this Loom that's pinned in the groups for the ad feedback, how to share your numbers with me from the performance and clicks columns. Record that, put that under the ad question post, and I can tell you exactly, turn this off, turn this on, here we need this copy variation, here we need a different creative, okay? But don't pivot the funnel right away. We're like so early stages with this campaign, and your membership is already proven to sell. You have almost 100 members, I think. So we got this. Share the numbers with me so we can make the right calls. Have you used Voxer in your membership before? Just started out, but I'm worried about it becoming very busy. I recently bought a super cool training from Elizabeth Goddard, Lizzie, that I will try to link if I find it, about doing Voxer days. I'm not fully through. I have not made a decision. I think people will blow up my Voxer inbox. So I need to find a decision, and I think it would need to be like a different tier kind of setting, because I don't think I could otherwise offer it realistically. For a low ticket approach, it's, I think, hard to scale, but I have to go through the training to be able to tell you in detail. I have not done it. What I've done in the past is I worked with office hours where people could book in 15-minute slots. That was a nightmare. Like 15 minutes, and then they would send things before, and we could not work through anything, and I always had to cut off people hard, and there was no like group learning for anyone. I think it's difficult. It's because I feel like the group learning component is missing. When you ask members that are on the group coaching calls, they learn so much from each other, right? And from how I answer questions of people that are at different stages in their journey. And I'm afraid that with Voxer support, we would lose that component. However, if you have a higher priced element, like a higher priced offer, and that offers one-to-one, I see it as a huge value add. But I'm just a bit concerned about scalability of this format. So I'm not seeing it necessarily in a one-to-many format, but Lizzie might be the best person to ask about that. Okay, thank you, Anna. So then we can analyze it. How often should I show up live with coaching and training? So we have members that do as little as one live Q&A per month in their mini and 2 live coaching sessions per month in their main. I think that's the minimum. I personally had in the past 2 live Q&As in Coach Growth Hub, just like this one is right now, and then 2 live calls in mini membership method and 1 live call in Funnels and Ads Pro. But what I realized is that I want more connection with my members. So my team is amazing, and they really help me with those daily questions. So now I do not need to answer the daily questions in the group. I just take the questions for the Q&As and the weekly calls, where we then have me delivering on video, which is a scalable way of passing on knowledge and insight. And if I then have my people answering in the groups, and I'm only live in Coach Growth Hub 2 times a month, and then only do 2 calls per week in each of the backend offers, I feel that I'm not connected enough with my audience. So because my team is so amazing, they can actually take off the questions in the posts. It was my desire to do more calls. And I also have to say, whenever I show up in Coach Growth Hub, after every weekly live Q&A, you see 777 sales, 777 sales. So don't underestimate like how much it really connects with your people, and how much it entices people to wanting to upgrade when they experience you, when they see you, when they hear from you and get help from you, right? So while it's of course nice to have more free time, and while these calls like this can cost a lot of energy, it also does a lot for your business, and it does a lot for your members. So you really need to decide what's a good dose for you. So moving forward, I will very likely Cheryl takes over my calls once a month. So I have 1 week where I'm completely off. This is when I can take care of myself and a little bit more in-depth thinking about the content and about the whole working on the business, may that be accounting, finance, all those kind of things. So this 1 week a month, I really love that. And other than that, I just love being with my people, to be honest. And we will still add another call with a mindset coach to MMM, another call with a launch coach to MMM. So there are more call opportunities, and my members form more deeper bonds with more of my coaches that are very competent and perfectly able to help them, right? And then over time, I could decide, do I want a 2nd week per month maybe off? But right now, I don't feel I'm there, and I still enjoy it very, very much to show up. So your call, minimum 1 Q&A in the mini per month, couple of calls in any main offer is the minimum. I personally do 3 weeks a month, 1 call in Funnels and Ads Pro, 1 call in MMM, and 1 FAQ call like this in Coach Growth Hub. And the difference between an FAQ call is pre-submitted questions. I speak, we chat, and in the group calls, it's many people live with me in a Zoom room, and I am really having a coaching conversation with each individual. Okay. Group calls are amazing and they happen once. Oh, thank you. Thank you, guys. Okay, so next question from the Q&A. Can I start a membership without a following, or should I build a following first? We should always build a following at any point in time. This is your audience. I think it's almost like I'm not kidding. I know this sounds exaggerated. I think having an audience is like a life insurance when it comes to having your own business. Your list, your social media following, especially your list, like this is an insurance for your business for years to come. And the way you pour into people, you show up, you're valuable, you create relationships at scale, no matter what happens, you have a fallback. I know if for whatever reason this business should go to at some point, I am just one email away to have a new strategic partnership, to have my ads agency revitalized and fully booked, right? I have so much opportunity because I have built this audience and because I keep showing up for people. The amount of doors that open for me, it's a lifeline. It's a lifeline for your business. It's a lifeline for you, for no matter, the things are developing so fast, right? I love to work with AI, but because I'm so invested in working with it, I'm researching a lot, of course, and things will, if you thought that, things were developing fast online, or we're about to speed up. And for me, it's so good to know that I have so many people on my email list. I have so many people following me on YouTube, on Instagram, that I have connection with. I know I will always have work. I will always have ways to finance my life, to feed my family, very likely not just in a getting by way. So I really think if you're concerned about the future, build an audience in a way where you are showing up as valuable as you possibly can, where you're giving as much as you possibly can, where you're building as many meaningful relationships as you possibly can. Relationships with people are the best investments. I posted it actually yesterday on my profile. I mean it. The best thing you can ever invest in is your reputation and relationships. Then you'll always be safe no matter how the world, develops. So yes, I would love if you could start building an audience. It will serve you so well in so many ways. First of developing this messaging intelligence, knowing what your offer should be, pre-selling your offer, so you do not spend so much time creating something ultimately nobody wants. Of course, we can use ChatGPT to map out an offer, and it can sound fantastic. But if you've watched me during that training, you see how my radar is telling me, this can potentially make money. Let's forget about this. This is a good thing. We dropped this. And this comes from experience. This comes from serving people and, knowing what makes them move. And it's this gut instinct is only there because it's rooted in experience. So I would love for you to develop this experience with your audience and what people actually care about and what actually moves them. No amount of ad optimization, no way of, crafting the best compelling offer will ever give you as much as growing and nurturing and connecting an audience will give you. People always want to shortcut this audience building process, and then you kind of keep circling back in loops. And if you invest that time and energy right now to build your audience, show up, learn about who you are in relationship to your audience and what you can give from yourself, if you invest that time right now, it will pay dividends for years to come, no matter what offer you want to make. I could right now, because I have such a loyal audience, throw together any offer, send an email, here's what I'm thinking. I can be vague AF. My people are like, I know Evelyn, everything she does is good, I'm in. I have a lot of people that are really like that. They're like, I buy everything from you. I don't even need to get it. I know it's going to be good. It's the biggest, best investment you can do for your business, building that audience. It's your safety net. And yes, you could, in theory, we have some people that did that, build out your whole membership, set up a Facebook ad, run ads directly to it. Your chance of being successful with that right from the get-go are probably 25%. You want to do it that way? You can, right? But I personally think you'll create something completely different, and you de-risk a lot if you focus on building the audience first. What's the best platform to use for memberships? So I'm currently using ClickFunnels. This is the tool I'm experienced with, and I was very happy for a very long time until they rolled out 2.0, and I cannot transfer my funnels over, and I'm not willing to pay even more. And now we have a lot of technical hiccups that are not supported in the way that I want to see it. So this is why, after we worked with Netta, and Netta, by the way, was recommended from my audience in Coach Growth Hub. Many people had websites with her no hassle website, and it's very affordable there. And they were all like raving about the support. So we got in touch with Netta through Jackie, our lovely coach, and she helped us to build out a digital products online shop for our Armory course. Because one of Jessa's things was always she wants to be independent from Etsy, and she has been dreaming about having an online shop for herself and also being able to give people like an option to become more independent from Etsy. So we're like, that's amazing. With Netta's help, we can build that out. And then the experience with her during the process was so good. And then when I started to vocalize my frustrations about ClickFunnels, she said, I can build you something like that on WordPress. And that was like for Jessa with the digital product shop, I was like, that's a dream for me coming true, because I, as you probably have read between the lines, I am very like security oriented and anxious. And I love to own my things and not depend on others, right? I like to have ownership in the things that I invest in and that I build. So having the ownership of my website, I would love that. Also, I want to, de-risk. I get a lot of traffic from my YouTube channel, and it's growing. I love how it's growing. Beautiful site there, and I grow my email list, so I'm not dependent on Facebook, but I'm still very dependent on Facebook ads. So, if Facebook decides to shut down my account tomorrow, I will be able to get back up on my feet, but I will probably have like a dent, a pretty deep dent in my growth, right? So I want to de-risk. I want to have my blog. I've written so many amazing long-form social media posts that right now are underutilized. So I would love to build on my own land. Netta created that solution for us, and we currently have it in beta. So we call it Conversion Blueprint Funnels. The first name for my coaching business was Conversion Blueprints. It's like a full cycle back to the roots, and we're moving everything over there. And the reason why we built it is because we think it's the best, and the reason why we're moving there is because we think it's the best. We have not found a system that satisfied our needs to that extent. We started to build something out on Go High Level because I think it's the better alternative to ClickFunnels at that point. And it's probably, if we didn't have that thing, this is what I would go to. And I just invested in my coach, Sarah, to get certified for easy peasy funnels. So she can also support with Go High Level. She has that herself. She's like really a wizard already with it. But so we can also support members that decide I want to go with a monthly SaaS option. So we can also support them better. But those are the two things we will be recommending moving forward. Either Conversion Blueprint Funnels, you have it on your website and the support is by Netta, or a Go High Level, white level solution that allows you to import all the templates we have built out on ClickFunnels, where you pay on a monthly basis, but the team knows how to support you their best, and it makes the most sense also from a cost perspective. Our thing is the most cost effective because it's just a one-time fee for all the funnels. And after that, you have just a couple of plugins, and we negotiated a better deal with the plugin provider. So with the Conversion Blueprint funnels, compared to, for example, the lowest tier of Kajabi, you would save $1,400 per month. Okay, so let me see if we have more questions. No? Okay, I'm going back to the questions here then. How should I realistically price my membership, and how can I keep members engaged and staying long? So I recommend the main membership. You price between $27 and $49. It depends if you are serving people under you can make money with this perspective, then you can go all the way up to $49. If it's more like a passion, a personal fulfillment kind of thing, more go towards the $27 kind of thing. We wouldn't want to necessarily go higher with a main membership because then it stops to convert to cold traffic in a funnel. And our whole thing is that we want to grow really fast because we can utilize paid traffic. For a mini membership, you would want to clearly stay below $10 because it makes sense. While to selling the main membership, we use the urgency of the main membership not always be available, only during a launch time and in our funnel. Here we work with urgency to sell it, main like driver for sales. And in the mini membership, we work with impulse buying behavior to sell it, which is why we price it below $10 because that's a sweet spot for impulse purchases. So the mini membership is probably like, we want to have the shiniest of the shiny objects, but it has all the tangible deliverables, it has all the community, it has everything for just $7. You price it below $10, ideally $7, because if you price it for $7, you can work with impulse buying behavior also for option offers. An option offer is a funnel where you have something from your membership that you offer as a one-time purchase for $9 or for free in your membership. And this is one of the main ways I grow my membership. So this is how to realistically price it, how to keep your members engaged and staying long. One key piece is this transformation that you need to clearly communicate. And the other key thing is how you hold yourself. So I always say that you should talk about what you do and you should just document the journey. So you need to show up as the leader doing the work, right? You need to do it and document what you do and show up for your people every day so that they will show up for you. This will really spark retention. So for example, I documented this whole launch that I did here in a launch board. And that's the next thing that I'm giving to my members, right? So every single step that I did, I documented with a video and with a tool. And I shared the creation process of this and the behind the scenes of the launch with my existing members, right? I walk my talk every single day in front of them. I show them how I think about things, how I hold myself doing things, how I deal with challenges. On the first day, I think, of the challenge, or the first day of the challenge, I didn't sleep well. Danny was up all night, and then there was a fly in here that would circle around me. I was nervous to the max. Active Campaign didn't send out the email, right? And I would record a Loom and tell my members, this is the current state. I feel like I'm dying, but I will still follow through with it. And just to show you that we can do those things and show up even if we don't feel like it. So the way you hold yourself, the way you document your journey will be what keeps your members engaged, right? Because if you can inspire, that's like teaching kids, right? It's show not tell. Our kids, if I would slap Danny and say, if Danny would hit a kid on the playground, and then I would slap him and I would say, you don't hit, or you're not allowed to hit someone, I just hit him, right? But if I can just show him every day how I hold myself and I can lead by example, he's more likely to follow my lead. So show, don't tell. And this is also true if your membership is not like related to making money, right? Because you can now say, well, Evelyn, you have it easy because you just need to document what you do. That's true for everything, right? If you launch and you, for example, are somebody who help somebody with toxic relationships and you launch, you can still tell the journey from your launch as it applies to toxic relationships. You can go back in time and you can talk about a time where you would have never even dared to put yourself out there like that because of the way the relationship was, because you had no self-esteem. But now today you showing up for yourself, doing this and standing in your confidence. But here are the feelings that come up, right, that are still connected with this. So no matter where you are, whichever challenge you face, you can spin back the story to how you progressed to be the person who does that. And this will always be what's so valuable for your members. Showing your members how you hold yourself, doing those things that are really hard, is what will inspire them and keep them engaged. Hi, Evelyn, could you please give any advice on pricing you prefer to charge in pounds? My community are UK-based and there are many people and there may be people outside from UK. Is it too confusing to offer in pounds and US dollars? I would recommend that you stay with pounds. We have people that from US buy in pounds. And the interesting thing is that the purchasing behavior doesn't change. So people buy with the same conversion rate £7 than $7. But for you, it's of course much better if they buy £7, right? And it will more resonate with your target market. And because of your time zones, etc., it's actually good because your calls will be at a convenient time for your members. All of those things. So I would stick with the pounds for that, and I wouldn't worry too much about it. Other than that, and UK is big enough. Like a huge chunk of my audience is UK. It's very engaged and it's big enough. Next question is, how do you... Thank you. I'm glad. The next question is, how do you convert leads to paying clients? So what we need to understand is that there is a conceptualized lead to customer journey, right? So studies show that on average, people need 7 to 12 touch points with us before they know, like, and trust us and are ready to move forward. So now we need to understand that not every person is at the same stage in their buying journey, and not every person shows the same buying behavior, right? But in general, it will be like that. So what we will see is that some people are really at the moment already in the decision phase. So they're looking for different solutions. They just want to make a decision. Now your offer bumps into them and they're like, boom, this is it. I move with it, right? That sale, that conversion happened quickly because the person was already looking for you, right? And your ads just had you collide with that person. So there will be people that will buy really, really fast because you reach them at the right point in time. Then there will be people that are just maybe considering, right? So they need to know a lot more about you, have more touch points, need to be educated more. Maybe they just bought something like quickly on a whim and then they got burned. So now you kind of need to rebuild that trust in coaches with them. So that's a longer journey and it needs more touch points. The only thing that we can influence is to create as many touch points in as a short sequence as we possibly can. So when you have leads, you need to have your onboarding sequence there, and we have templates for that. And you need to provide value during the sequence, ideally add video. So the way my campaigns are also set up is I always have lead generation campaigns. So there are always new people entering my world. I always have conversion campaigns. So there can be people that enter my world and they just got a freebie. Now they're hit with an offer of myself, right? So the way we also structure the ads is that I hit people at multiple times. So we have the lead generation and cold conversion campaigns. People can get in touch with me with either one of those campaigns. Then some of them might buy right away, right? Some of them might be still skeptic and they would click through to my profile. Here's where all my organic content and all my social proof lives. And some of them might be like, I'm sold. Now I have enough information to make the purchase. Some might be like, that's interesting, but I'm still critical, right? They get my email follow-up, they get the valuable strategic freebie, they get more emails with high-value YouTube videos. So maybe the second YouTube video, they're like, wow, this is actually different. You know what? I'm sold. Some of them might still be like, I'm not sure, or they didn't open the email. Well, then my weekly newsletter comes, right? With all the inspiration and the weekly valuable resource that I have. Then my next post comes on social media. Then my next retargeting ad hits them. So basically, there is a chunk of people that will convert really fast because they're in the right stage. There's a chunk of people that might be on the fence, but after they see kind of what you have to offer, they will convert fast. Then there's a chunk of people that convert like after they got the initial stuff from you and they're like, okay, this is really valuable. And then there are the people that need touch point after touch point after touch point after touch point. But this is also why your business growth compounds over time, because I had people signing up for mini membership method that were 3 years ago in the first version of my free group, right? And didn't buy back then. But they're like, look at where she's now. That's insane, right? So the longer you walk your journey, the longer you're helpful, the more touch points you have, the more people you'll eventually convert, right? And it's a journey. It happens on the individual basis. All we can do is to create as many meaningful, valuable touch points as fast and in as a high frequency as we possibly can. This is how we do it. My members are mostly from US, but I'm in Australia. I'm doing one live call a month, but it's always in the evening for US. But I don't want to get up at 2 a.m. to do a call. Any advice? Yeah, work with having them pre-submit their question and give them video feedback. You can live stream that video feedback in the group. That can also work. But utilize video feedback for those people. Instruct them, right? This is how you record a up to 5-minute video so you can ask your questions and get the most help from me. You submit that video and I will reply with video feedback for you. I do this a lot because we have so many members in different time zones and it works really well for them. And I know some of them would even have time to convert a code, but they just prefer having the video feedback and being able to revisit it when it's convenient for them. So it's not like a very big hurdle. We can always work with video feedback here. Okay, next question. How can I create a membership that does not require coaching or weekly lives? And how can I come up with systems to keep my current member happy while also growing the membership? So the system to keep your current members happy while also growing the membership is what we talked about on day 2. We listen to their problems, we solve their problems. Eventually we have the idea for, I can create this training or this tangible deliverables to solve this problem that my people frequently have. Then you put out an anticipation post and say, hey, I'm thinking about creating this training. Would you like that? Then you gauge how much interest is there while also building anticipation. If enough people are excited about it, you create this monthly training and tool for them, right? And you document the creation process. During the live challenge, I shared how to create my workflow for creating better live trainings. This is also my workflow for how I create monthly content. Then you document the creation post, you deliver the monthly content live, you collect social proof, you make your improvements, you put that as a front-end offer to your funnel. Now you have that front-end offer where first you made your members happy and they got it first, but now you can also utilize that to bring in more people, because if you have done that for your main membership, people can buy it for $7 and from there upgrade into your main membership, the SLO funnel. If you did that for your mini membership, people can get it for $9 or for free when joining your membership. And this fuels your mini and your main at the same time. So this is the answer to that part of the question. The other part of the question is, how can I create a membership that does not require coaching or weekly lives? I think it's really difficult. So in day 1 of the challenge, I told you that the 3 pillars for retention and results are content, coaching, community. If the coaching component is missing, it's hard to create a community component. It's hard to create that relationship and that trust with you. I really think that you would lose out on a big piece of what will make your place so valuable if you don't do it. Again, you don't have to do it weekly, but maybe, at least one live Q&A call per month, at least a couple of calls in your main membership. You can substitute the rest with like experts, but that's such a good opportunity for building relationship with your people, right? So look at that video right now. You can watch all my content, but it's a different setting. I'm showing up for you. I'm here with you live, right? I know it's just parasocial and through the stream, but we are at the same point in time talking with each other. It's a different level of connection. I personally just can't wholeheartedly recommend you to miss out on it. In Secret Weapon, we don't have that component, right? Jess and I have separate communities where people from that use Secret Weapon are placed. In the beginning, we saw insane churn rates with Secret Weapon. So then we did our challenges because we wanted to add content, and you could see the massive impact that adding the content to the churn rate of the membership had. Where we still have relatively high churn, I know we could get that down even further if there was a community. We would need to increase the price for Secret Weapon, and we think it can still work because we have our separate communities. But I think it only is that good because we also have the separate communities where people can ask questions and have that relationship to us. I think you're just robbing yourself of a huge opportunity if you don't include that. I mean, it's your membership, right? It's your game. Maybe you want to bring on a guest expert or a guest coach to avoid that. But I think you should really strongly reconsider and maybe consider how you could deliver that in a way that works for you, right? Okay, so how can I keep people from leaving my membership? There are a few components. First off, the way we build our membership, it's the content, community, coaching. People will typically come for the tangible deliverables and content, and then they will stay for the coaching and community. This is the first thing to increase retention, is having those pillars. The next piece of that is that evergreen core content that should be there. that primes people about what does this journey look like, what needs to happen in each phase, how do we fall, how do we pick us up, what challenges are to expect, and how do we deal with them. The third component is that how you show up for your members. Like I just said, how you document your journey, how you hold yourself, how you keep pouring into your memberships. That's the best way to prevent churn. And I talked a lot about this, how I also do this with my free content. So I document my process a lot, not only in the memberships, but also in my free content. I have members that come into the membership that are quite overwhelmed by the amount, of course, of resources and support that is there. But I also have members after a while, people are like, okay, this is not that bad. I know now. And they kind of feel more home. And then they can almost feel like, am I getting enough new stuff from this membership? I'm not sure, right? So while the new people, if you add more stuff, will be like, oh, please not more. I'm already drowning in information. Once people have been a few months in your world, they will be like, oh, I'm not sure if I'm getting, enough new stuff. But these are then the people that will follow you on your organic channels, and where you share, you give another impulse, another thought process, and people are reminded, this is why I pay for this, because I love being in her world. That thought alone just helped me to, make progress in this area. So this is kind of the secret sauce, is to have those components in your membership, keep showing up, leading by examples, and then also utilizing your free socials to remind people of the progress you make, the progress your members make, and the kind of value you have behind that. In my case, big long forehead. I think I have the most covered. Do I need to be an expert to run a membership, or can I just create a resource hub? The thing is, you can start with everything you know and add resources. And as you go, help your members to solve problems. And eventually you'll become a very expertized expert over time. So in that case, think of it as a resource hub with support, right? So you support your members in using that resource hub, you support your members in implementing, and sometimes all you have to do is really think with them and Google for them and just be there for them. And it's enough to help you to grow into that expert over time, so that over time you not only have that content resource pillar and that community support pillar, but also eventually that coaching and expert pillar, right? It just really helps you to set yourself apart and to increase the lifetime value of your membership and your profit. Okay, so how to manage time commitment of a membership when transitioning from full-time work to coaching work and maintain a work-life balance. That's a really, really good one. So like I said in the beginning, there are things where you can think about, where can I trade my time? So where I'm earning more in my job, and there are low leverage tasks in the membership that I'm trying to build. How can I trade my time smartly, right? Where I can say, okay, I'm getting paid more in my job, so I might not need to do the emails. I might not need to set up the funnel. Maybe I can pay somebody to do that, right? So what are low leverage tasks? Maybe let's start like this. Low leverage tasks are your funnel tech, setting up your funnel. You need that once, right? And if you have if you can find somebody that helps you with that and you can get that sorted, that will save you a tremendous amount of time. And very likely somebody is willing to do it for less than you get paid in your current job. And there are things you just don't need to know on an ongoing basis. So you might not need to learn them. Managing your emails, you can definitely outsource that. Taking a little bit of support work in your membership, answering, really simple questions, just holding the space in community. Outsource that on an hourly basis early on, so you also have a fallback as you grow. What are tasks that you can't outsource? You should not outsource creating your offer. You should not outsource creating your organic content. You should not outsource running your first ads, because before you can outsource that, before you can give that to an agency, you really need to know what's going on. Otherwise, you'll be burning money like crazy. You should not outsource writing your weekly emails. You should not outsource crafting the vision for your membership. So those are all things that have a high leverage over time, right? But the things where you say, that's tedious tasks, that's not really helping me to create content, that's not really core vision and messaging work, those are the things you would want to kind of downgrade your time. Setting realistic goals for yourself. using the daily self-management checklist, only doing the things that really move the needle. Very often we don't have a time problem, we have a prioritization problem, right? We do things that don't pay into the big vision. So use the daily self-management tasks, downtrade tasks that don't create any leverage for you with, the higher paying job that you have, and then really, really be mindful about what you give your time and energy to, and plan and hold yourself accountable every single day. Those 10 to 15 minutes you'll spend every day to refocusing, recentering, and deciding what tasks are worth spending time on, they will give you such a big leverage. So develop the discipline to do that with consistency, the daily self-management worksheet. And I know just so few of my members are doing it, but I can tell absolutely in the success who is able to manage themselves well and to prioritize well. Some people are just good at it, like naturally, and some people can really learn it over time. But you see, like once people start to focus on the things that are really important, how much moves for them. And then I also want to say, be mindful about why you procrastinate with things, right? So sometimes when you do the daily self-management worksheet, you'll see yourself procrastinating with some tasks, and that's always an opportunity to ask yourself, is there something that's out of alignment? Or is there something that I'm just afraid of and I need to overcome? I have a limiting belief, or I have a story there in the past that prevents me from doing it. So by following the daily self-management worksheet, you also start to develop this intelligence about yourself. So you learn, oh, here's why I'm messing myself up. Here's how I'm sabotaging myself there. But you won't be able to see it unless you start documenting. Thank you so much for all this. I'm thinking of doing a membership where in the beginning of the month I'll do a live on a subject. I love that. And then people will go and implement. And then at the end, a Q&A. Does that sound good for a membership? How much should I charge? I was thinking about 17 euros. 17 doesn't really give you an advantage. So you would want to go with 27 or below 10, right? Depending. This I think would be a perfect multi-tiered. You could have a $7 membership for the membership where you do the lesson and then the Q&A, and then you can have a, depending on if this helps people to make money or not, have a 27 up to $49 membership where you help more with implementing what they learned. I think this is a perfect scenario for multi-tiered. Okay, you guys, I have to hop off. I have another call right now. It was so lovely this week with you. I'm so grateful. This challenge is meaningful for me, like from so many angles. And yeah, I'm just very, very grateful. I'm so grateful for everyone who joined us already. I'm so excited to work with you. I'll sleep a lot during the weekend, and then on Monday I'll be full power back. Next thing I'm gonna give you is the full documented launch. So yeah, I'm just grateful. I'm just excited. I really appreciate you, and I will catch you in whichever container we connected with. If it's on my free channels, Instagram, YouTube, love to catch you there. If it's in Coaching Profile, I'd love you to catch you there. If it's in Funnel Ad Pro, love to catch you there. And if it's in Coaching Mini Membership Method, I'm so excited to work with you, and I love to see you there. Bye for now, and have a wonderful weekend.